Hi everyone, Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Tuesday morning. Weather yesterday wasn't too bad, not a bad way to start the work week. Today it could be a little bit bumpier as we're expecting some weather to move in to the area as we head into this afternoon and this evening. It's going to be a windy day, and on top of the windy day, we're also going to be watching again for the threat of severe thunderstorms later this afternoon and into this evening. So jumping right into it, again, I mentioned it, but just going to be windy across the area today. We have south and southeast winds that are going to be helping bring in some moisture into the region. Again, strong area of low pressure that's going to be spinning its way through the area as well. So south and southeast winds could be sustained 15 to 30 miles an hour as we head through the day today, and I think high-end wind gusts could approach about 45 to 50 miles an hour across the area, including here in the capital city. Again, that will help pull in some of that moisture that those thunderstorms will try and feed off of later this afternoon and into this evening. So that's going to be something we want to watch. The severe threat, again, for eastern and southeastern Nebraska is not expected until probably late, mid to late evening time frame. There could be a few isolated stronger storms, I think, into central and western Nebraska as we head through the afternoon and early evening. But again, I think for Lincoln and southeastern Nebraska, it's going to be late Tuesday evening. And our primary threat is going to be large hail, damaging wind gusts. Again, still looking at a fairly low-end tornado threat across the area. But some of those things have changed just a little bit. So we want to jump into that and take a look at that here over the next few minutes. So if we look at look at Skycast. 10 o'clock this morning, again, kind of similar to what we already have out there right now, and that's going to be mainly cloudy skies. There could be a few spotty showers here and there, and blustery south and southeast winds, but overall things pretty quiet as we start our Tuesday. As we head through the day, again, that area of low pressure is going to begin to kind of kick out of the Rockies and begin to move across the state, and so I think certainly into this afternoon, we're going to start to see isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms begin to develop, first across kind of parts of western and southwestern Nebraska, moving off the high plains. Here in Lincoln and across much of the eastern third of the state, I think by 5 o'clock we're still dry. Again, there's a chance we could see an outside shower or two kind of move through the area, but generally speaking, we're dry as we head between now and 5 o'clock this evening. Between 5 and 10 is when we're expecting a little bit more robust development in thunderstorms as we get a little bit of additional support from the upper-level jet that's really going to move over the area. That's going to help enhance the lift, and so we're going to start to see those thunderstorms really begin to develop as we head past 5 o'clock this evening, and they're going to develop first kind of along a line across parts of central Kansas and then into north central, northeastern Kansas, and then into southeastern Nebraska. And the big difference that I really want to drive home today compared to what we had yesterday is those thunderstorms yesterday looked like they were kind of developing a little bit further back to the west, and so that as they moved to the east and to the northeast, they kind of moved right through the Lincoln area. Today it's a little bit different. Again, this is one of the deals that we're going to be worried about and dealing with as we head through the day today is where those thunderstorms develop and then where do they track, because as things stand right now, at least with our most recent in-house model run and some of the other short-term model runs, a lot of those models have that activity just to the east or to the southeast of Lincoln and Lancaster County. So again, parts of southeastern Nebraska, Gage, Johnson, Pawnee, Nemaha, Richardson, up towards Cass, Oto, Sarpy, Douglas County could see some areas of heavy rain and some heavy thunderstorms, while here in Lincoln we might miss out on a good chunk of it as that activity moves through the area. So this is 10 o'clock tonight. Again, I want to just jump backwards, go slow, a little bit slower here. This is 8 o'clock this evening again, so you can see some isolated to widely scattered activity across the state, and then those thunderstorms really get going down across parts of north central Kansas before they move east northeast into the area as we head through 10 o'clock, and then as we head late tonight into the early part of the overnight period. So this is midnight tonight. Again, you can see some heavy thunderstorm activity across the southeastern corner of the state, and almost kind of like when we had that blizzard a couple of weeks ago when we had that line right across really Lincoln and Lancaster County, it looks like we could see a similar setup where, one part of the county could see some strong to severe thunderstorms, some areas of heavy rain, and the northern and northwestern side of the county may not see much. May get a good show with a bunch of lightning off to the south and to the southeast, but in terms of actual rainfall or wind or thunderstorms, that's going to be one of the things that we watch carefully is where do those thunderstorms initiate in Kansas, because then as they track to the east and northeast, again, could just miss Lincoln, could just miss the main metro, again, may not. Again, this is just a model run. This is just, a tool in our tool belt. But again, we have seen a little bit of an eastward shift in that line. So this is midnight tonight, and then as we head through the overnight hours, we'll continue to see some of that activity push through southeastern parts of the state. Again, I don't think Lincoln won't see any rain, but again, we may miss out on the heaviest with this system as some of those storms, again, look like they'll impact more of far southeastern Nebraska as opposed to Lincoln and Lancaster County. So this is 3 a.m., still dealing with scattered showers and thunderstorms across far eastern and southeastern Nebraska. And then as we go forward towards early Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., most of that activity is then east of the area. We're left with a few lingering showers on the back end of this system to go along with cloudy skies and again some cooler temperatures as well. And then through the day on your Wednesday, again, there could be a hit or miss isolated shower or a stray rumble of thunder. It'll be a little bit on the blustery side with more westerly and northwesterly winds, but I think as we head into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, it's generally looking dry across the area. So if we look at this severe weather outlook, again, this looks much different than it did yesterday. Really scaled back quite a bit yesterday. Almost all of central and eastern Nebraska were covered with that slight risk for severe weather. Now, again, good chunk of the 10-11 coverage area covered with that marginal risk for severe weather. That's a 1 out of 5 on the threat scale. Again, that means some isolated strong to severe thunderstorms are going to be possible. And then we have that slight risk into far southeastern Nebraska, including Lincoln and Lancaster, most of Lancaster County, I should say, and that's again the 2 out of 5 on the severe weather threat scale. And again, that's where we're thinking some scattered strong to severe thunderstorms are going to be possible. Then we actually have an enhanced risk for severe weather down across parts of northeastern Kansas, and that extends down to much of eastern Kansas down into Oklahoma. That's 3 out of 5 on the scale, and that's where we're expecting the potential for numerous severe thunderstorms in those areas. So again, that severe threat has kind of been shifted, contained into the southeastern corner of the state, but elsewhere, again, areas like Grand Island, Hastings, Columbus, Norfolk, Ainsworth, Broken Bow, North Platte, we can't rule out, again, a stray strong to severe thunderstorm as we head through the day today. If we look at the tornado threat, again, for most of the area, it is on the low end, maybe just a tick higher, again, into far southeastern Nebraska, from Fairbury over to Beatrice, Nebraska City, and Falls City, just a little bit higher. We'd call it maybe medium for that threat for any tornadoes as we head through the day today. Again, our main threats with this activity tonight is likely going to be wind, as well as the threat for some large hail. So again, 60, 70, 75 mile an hour wind gusts for some of those thunderstorms. Hail, maybe 1.5 inches to 2 inches in diameter, can't be ruled out to go along with the threat for some areas of heavy rain as well, which we'll talk about here in just a second. So here in Lincoln, this is what we're thinking for our precipitation chances as we head over the course of the next 24 hours. Again, I think a very low chance as we head through the morning into the early afternoon. There might be a stray spotty shower out there, but again, really nothing meaningful. As we head towards the late afternoon, we'll start to introduce those chances, and I think those chances will be highest as we head late tonight. Again, probably between about 8 p.m. and midnight tonight is when we think those chances are highest. But again, where those storms initiate down in Kansas is going to be a big question mark for us because they're going to track to the east and to the northeast through the area. And again, some of those most recent model runs a little concerning. Again, shifting that activity a little bit further to the east, meaning, again, Lincoln might be right on the line of seeing, again, some heavy activity versus much lighter activity. So that'll be something we'll watch for as we head through the remainder of the day today. In terms of the precipitation amounts, again, this is also one of those things where yesterday we looked at the models, and again, 1/2 inch to 1 inch of moisture looked like a fairly reasonable forecast today. Those rainfall numbers and those model numbers have come come down quite a bit. And again, this is indicative of that eastward trend, that eastward shift for that line of thunderstorms late tonight. So again, right now, going forecast for Lincoln rainfall amounts over the course of the next 24 hours, maybe around a quarter inch to a third of an inch. Again, if we do see that shift back to the west, we could certainly see a lot more. But again, this is what the model numbers look like right now. So again, if you look at the statewide view, this is our in-house model. And again, this will be the thing. Again, if you look across southeastern Nebraska, Lincoln and Lancaster County, kind of in that maybe quarter to maybe a half an inch range. But you get into the far southeastern parts of the county, down towards Falls City, Nebraska City. Again, they could see several inches of moisture with that thunderstorm activity as we head through this evening. So again, we're going to be watching really carefully where those thunderstorms develop later this evening to again kind of try and track out where that heavy rain might go. So again, don't let this be the last time you look at the forecast as you head through the day today. Again, make sure you check back. Again, Brad's obviously going to have you covered with Pure Nebraska is on right now. Midday show coming up later this afternoon, and obviously meteorologist Brandon Rector and Chief Meteorologist Ken Shimmick will have you covered as we head through the upcoming evening. It's not just, again, the rain and the thunderstorm threat that we're going to be dealing with today. I mentioned it. Also going to be dealing with quite a bit of wind out there. We have wind advisories for the eastern sections of the state that run through 7 p.m. tonight. Again, high-end wind gusts, I think, could approach 45, maybe even up to 50 miles an hour at times. So if you look at the future wind gusts, again, going to be picking up as we head through the morning into the afternoon time frame. By midday for much of central and eastern Nebraska, we're looking at those winds gusting 35 to 40, maybe up to 45 miles an hour. That will continue as we head into this afternoon, into the early evening time frame. Again, those high-end wind gusts approaching 40 to 45 miles an hour. As we head towards this evening, we're expecting just the wind itself to maybe pull back just a little bit, dial back just a little bit. But then by 8 o'clock, we're also going to be watching for those thunderstorms that are going to be developing across the area. And again, those thunderstorm wind gusts that we could see, which again could be 60, 70, maybe 75 miles an hour at times. And then as that line of storms moves through and we're on the back end of the system, wind will remain blustery as we head into the day on Wednesday. More of a westerly and northwesterly breeze, but again, still could be gusting 30 to 40, maybe up to 45 miles an hour at times as we head through the day on your Wednesday. So that kind of, again, that's the severe weather threat for tonight into the day tomorrow. Today is the first day of April, so again, a chance to look back at the month of March, kind of put it in the books. 22 days had above average high temperatures. This March, just 9 days with below average high temperatures. And then in terms of precipitation and snowfall, again, we ended up with 6.1 inches of snow. That's about 2.5 inches above normal, but we'd actually ended up with below normal precipitation. If we look at the month recap as a whole, warmest we ever got was 85, coldest was 16. Again, March 19th, our blizzard day was our snowiest day when we had 5 inches of snow, but we ended up with only 95 hundredths of an inch of liquid precipitation, which is a little more than half an inch below normal in terms of our liquid precipitation. So it was actually a very warm March. If you average up the temperatures, 47 degrees was our average temperature. It's almost 6 degrees above average. It was our 6th warmest March on record, but tied for the 52nd driest March on record and tied for the 42nd snowy. So again, a little bit of a weird month. It was warm, but it was kind of snowy, but it was still kind of dry. Again, so a little bit of an odd month for us. But now we get to look ahead to April. April showers, spring May flowers. We'll have to see what actually comes. But in terms of temperatures, our normals for the month, again, we start out at 61 and 34. By the end of the month, our normal high temperature is around 70 degrees. Our normal low temperature is in the mid-40s. Hottest we've ever been in April is 97 degrees. The coldest we've ever been is just 3 degrees. And our averages in terms of precipitation and snowfall, about 2 2/3 of an inch of liquid precipitation, and we only averaged just about an inch of snowfall in the month of April. Our snowiest ever, though, was back in 1997. We had a little more than 11 inches of snow. So again, it can still snow in April, but we're starting to kind of see the end of our snowfall potential, especially as you look at the April snow over the course of the last 10 years here in Lincoln. No measurable snow, not even a trace last year or the year before. Only 2 years in the last 10 have had measurable snowfall here in the capital city. In 2020, when we had 4.8 inches of snow, and in 2018, when we had 3 inches of snow. In terms of precipitation, though, again, kind of been hit or miss for us over the last 10 years. Last April, we had almost 3.5 inches precipitation. The year before that, though, we had only 59 hundredths. 2022, we had a little over 3 inches. Year before that, we were below normal, though, with about $1.75. So again, again, kind of been hit or miss for us in April over the course of the last 10 years. Again, that 30-year average is about 2 2/3. The 10-year average is less than that, just a little over 2 inches. So again, we'll just kind of have to wait and see how things play out for us over the course of the next month. What we will see, 100% can guarantee it, is we are going to see more daylight as we head through the month of April. Again, sunrise and sunset today is at 7:10 and 7:52. By the end of the month, sunrise and sunset are at 6:25 and 8:22. So we go from about 12 3/4 hours of daylight through to start April, and by the end of the month, we're almost at 14 hours. So we're going to gain almost an hour and a half of daylight as we head through the month of April, which again just signs that warmer weather and again summer is not too far away from us. If you look at the Climate Prediction Center 1 month outlook, this is for again the month of April, and right now we're looking at basically equal chances for both above or below average temperatures for the month as a whole across Nebraska and across much of the Midwest and Northern Plains. Better chances for above average temperatures as you head across the Southern Plains. The precipitation outlook again continues to kind of show an active track that's just off to our south and east, kind of stretching from the Arklatex region up into the Ohio Valley, which again the 1 month outlook for them favors pretty good odds at above average precipitation as we head through the month of April. So again, could stay busy, but unfortunately again Nebraska might just be on the periphery of some of that busy weather through the month of April, which is again unfortunate considering our drought situation. And again, spring, obviously the wettest season of the year for us, so we'd like to see some of that moisture, but we'll just kind of have to wait and see how April plays out for us. In terms of what's going on right now, low temperatures this morning across the state, mid-30s to low to mid-40s out there here at the Lincoln Airport. 43 degrees, your low temperature this morning. Same in Hastings, same in North Platte. Across the Lincoln Metro, 41, 42 degrees or so, give or take a degree or two here or there, but low 40s to start our Tuesday. If you look at current conditions right now, again, cloudy skies for much of the state here in the capital city right now. 43 at the studio, 44 at the airport. That east-southeast wind, not too bad right now, gusting up to around 24 miles an hour, but that wind is going to pick up as we head through the day today. Temperatures on the Lincoln Tempest stations are generally in the middle 40s out there, about 42, 43, 44 degrees or so. Temperatures statewide, again, similar in the low 40s for much of the 10-11 coverage area, mid-40s in far southeastern parts of the state. If you look at the winds, they're starting to pick up, again, out of the south and east right now, sustained at about 15 to 25 miles an hour, and already seeing some of those winds gusting up to around 40 miles an hour out at the Grand Island Airport, but we'll see those widespread wind gusts, I think 30 to 40 to 45 miles an hour as we head through the morning into the afternoon time frame. You factor in that wind. We have wind chills generally sitting in the upper 20s to upper 30s across the state. Satellite radar picture, again, this morning there's been a few sprinkles, some light showers out there, but again, it's generally dry, mostly cloudy. We zoom out, look at a regional view. We can see ongoing snow across areas in the Dakotas over to Minnesota. Again, thankfully, we're on the warm side of this system, so again, we're not going to be dealing with any snow in our neck of the woods. And you zoom out, look at a national view. Again, there's some showers up towards New England, otherwise some widely scattered snow showers across the Intermountain West. Otherwise, right now, things are pretty quiet, generally speaking. If you look at the weather alerts, though, we do have a number of them. Again, some winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings for the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, flood alerts in place from Arkansas up to Indiana and Ohio. Again, with this system that's going to be moving through, wind advisories for eastern Nebraska all the way down into parts of Oklahoma, red flag warnings with critical fire conditions for parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, into New Mexico and Arizona. Also winter weather alerts across parts of the Rockies and then parts of the high country out in California as well. But again, right now, the only thing we have here in Nebraska is that wind advisory for parts of eastern Nebraska and a couple counties there in south central Nebraska under a red flag warning for the day today. So if we look at Skycast again, looking at the regional view, I think for the most part, for the next couple hours at least, things are pretty quiet. There could be a stray shower here or there, but otherwise looking at cloudy, windy conditions, we'll see that chance for thunderstorms begin first in the kind of central western Nebraska as we head late this afternoon and early this evening. Again, could see a few stronger storms mixed in there at times, but most of the strong stuff is expected as we head between 5 and 10 p.m. tonight. It's going to start down across parts of northern Kansas, and then that activity is going to move to the east and to the northeast as we head late tonight into the overnight hours. So again, you can see that line of storms quickly blasting through the area, again, potentially impacting parts of southeastern Nebraska. That line of storms, though, by early Wednesday morning is all the way up into parts of Wisconsin. And then as we head through the day on Wednesday, again, the severe weather and the more active weather is going to be just off to our east and to our southeast. We could see some scattered showers, blustery conditions, I think, as we head through the day on Wednesday. But generally speaking, I think we're going to be fairly dry across the area with thunderstorm activity, again, mainly impacting areas well off to our south and to our east. Then as we head into the day on Thursday, again, the weather expected overall to be fairly quiet for us, mostly sunny skies, mostly to partly sunny skies. And again, I think as we head towards Thursday evening, we'll start to see another chance for maybe a few spotty showers. So again, that severe weather outlook for the day today, again, you can see marginal and slight risk covering parts of central, eastern, and then in the southeastern Nebraska, that enhanced risk for severe weather covering a good chunk of eastern Kansas down into Oklahoma. So again, some isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms going to be possible for the 10-11 coverage area as we head through this evening. Again, most of the severe weather, though, it looks like with this setup is going to stay across parts of eastern Kansas. That tornado threat, again, does tick up a little bit into far southeastern Nebraska, but the best chance, I think, for tornadoes is going to be across parts of eastern Kansas down into parts of central Oklahoma. Again, we're going to be dealing primarily with a wind threat as well as a threat for some large hail as well with our system. Then for the day tomorrow, that severe threat shifts off to the east, and enhanced risk for severe weather stretching from parts of southern Michigan through almost all of Indiana, Illinois, down into Missouri, and into the Arklatex region, and then also into the day on Thursday. Threat for severe weather stays well off to our east and off to our southeast. As far as temperatures are concerned, highs today anywhere from the low 50s to the low 60s. Warmest readings across the southern parts of the state. Here in Lincoln, we're going to try for 61 degrees today, 63 in Hastings, 58 in North Platte, only upper 40s, low 50s across the northern tier of the state. Low temperatures tonight, not too bad. We're going to fall down anywhere from the low 30s to the low 50s from west to east across the state. Warmest readings in the far southeast. Here in Lincoln, we'll say 48 degrees for a low into Wednesday morning. Temperatures don't cool back too much into the day tomorrow, despite the fact we're on the other side of that low pressure system, but we will see a spread anywhere from the upper 30s, low 40s for parts of north central Nebraska to the low to mid 60s across the southeastern corner of the state. Here in Lincoln, we'll try for 62 degrees on Wednesday, 55 in Grand Island, 45 in Thedford, 39 in Valentine for Wednesday afternoon. Low temperatures into Thursday morning, mid and upper 20s to low to mid 30s for most. Thursday afternoon's a little bit cooler. We'll see highs in the upper 40s to upper 50s across the state. Friday morning, it's upper 20s to upper 30s. Friday afternoon, again, a little bit cooler still. We'll say low 40s to low 50s across the state. Saturday morning, anywhere from the low 20s to the low 40s. And then Saturday afternoon, again, on the chilly side for early April. Temperatures about 10 to 15 degrees below normal in the 40s to right around 50 degrees across the state. 7-day forecast looks like this. Again, our best chance for moisture will come today, but again, where does that line kind of cut off? It's going to be the big question as we head through the day today. We're going to go right now with a 60% chance for thunderstorms. Weather alert day for that threat for some severe weather as we head into this evening. Tomorrow, generally dry, windy though, 62, upper 50s Thursday. Small chance for a few spotty showers. Slightly better chance for some moisture Friday, Saturday. 30% chance for showers both days. Temperatures in the low 50s Friday, upper 40s Saturday, and then back to the mid to upper 50s Sunday and Monday of next week with generally dry conditions. 10-day forecast for select cities across the state shows the cooler, seasonal to cooler than normal temperatures over the course much of the next week, but in the second half, in the long-range part of this outlook, we do see some of that warmer weather, above average temperatures returning as we head towards the middle part of the work week next week, with temperatures eventually getting back to the mid-60s to mid-70s across the state. Precip chances, again, are going to be scattered over the next several days, but again, if we look at the second half of the forecast, it looks like drier weather kind of sets in for us late this weekend and into much of the work week next week. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. This takes us April 8th through April 14th. And again, the warmer than average or better than normal odds for warmer than average temperatures kind of creeping back across the state. So for much of the western half of the country, we're looking at decent odds at above average temperatures. Much of the eastern half of the country, we're looking at better than average odds of below normal temperatures across the area, but just about everywhere looking at pretty decent odds for drier than normal conditions across the area as well. So again, a lot to kind of keep our eyes on here over the next couple days. Obviously, the main one right now being the threat for severe weather as we head into this evening. I certainly don't think it's a guarantee by any means. I certainly think, again, here in Lincoln, I could see a scenario where we don't really see much of anything. I could also see a scenario where we get maybe a couple inches of rain. So, again, that's unfortunately the spread right now with the system. It seems like more oftentimes than not, we've been right on the edge of seeing maybe some significant weather and maybe some insignificant weather over the course of the last several weeks. And unfortunately, that trend continues today. So, again, the big thing to watch will be where those thunderstorms develop later this afternoon, later this evening across parts of Kansas and the track that they take. Again, we've seen that eastward shift, though, in some of the most recent model runs with that activity. So, again, Lincoln's going to be right on the edge. Lincoln and Lancaster County right on the edge of maybe seeing only maybe a quarter of an inch or maybe seeing a couple inches of rain. We'll have to really just wait and see as we head into this evening. So, appreciate everyone for tuning in, watching. As always, again, keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online, for all of your latest forecast details. Again, as I mentioned earlier, don't let this be the last time you check back with the forecast as we head through the day today.